Hey everyone, Space Robot Arm here. I just recently purchased something off eBay that I thought would be fun to make a little video about. It's something that was listed as not working, and I figured I would open it here and kind of document my process of diagnosing it and getting it running again. Here is our package. Alright, this is a nice box. Alright, so I don't know what beauty reinvented means, but okay, here it is. It is a NES Classic Edition GBA, complete in box. From the listing, it looked like cosmetically it was in amazing condition, and yeah, the box sure is. You know, this is something that I've always wanted to have in my collection, but you know, it was too expensive at the time that it came out to really justify the price, to justify the purchase, and it's only gotten more expensive with age. But because this was listed as not working, I got an amazing deal for it compared to what a working version would go for. Let's see what we've got. So there's like the original plastic for the charger, it looks like, which is pretty cool. I'll say the listing also said this came from a collector who took very good care of his things, but they also did say that they could not get it to power on. So all of it looks like all the paperwork is here. Health and safety precaution booklet, the GBA instruction booklet, which is actually like a fold-out thing, a little flyer about Nintendo Power, of course. Get the power. I believe I have this issue with Metroid Fusion on the cover, which is pretty cool. You could subscribe and get a free pair of headphones, it looks like. Subscribe and receive headphones. I would rather get a player's guide. That's what when I had subscriptions to Nintendo Power, I would definitely choose player's guide. Registration card. They never sent in the registration card. It's really cool to see so much of the like old school, like early 2000s paperwork. Here's an ad for the Game Boy player, which is a really great way to play GBA games. And what's this last one? It says, your journey is just beginning. I'm assuming this is going to be just like a booklet that has lots of game ads in it, but there's Fire Emblem, Sword of Mana. It's interesting who the target audience for this book was, because these are all like RPGs, right? Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. I've played like the tutorial of this game, and one thing that I can say about it, it has some of the most beautiful pixel art ever. Golden Sun. This was the first GBA game that I ever got with my original GBA. Advance Wars 2. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Zelda Link to the Past. So they're like pushing hard on the RPG stuff here, which is pretty interesting. And I think the last thing that we've got in the box is the console itself, which is like seated inside this little cardboard holder. Might need to go from the other side to get it out. Here we go. There is GBA. So it looks very clean. It looks like it was probably hardly ever played. Let's open it up. And yeah, there's not a single scratch on the screen. It's like in absolutely amazing condition cosmetically, but you know, they did say they weren't able to get it to power on. So I think the very first thing that I'm going to try is pressing the power button for myself. Oh, it's already set to on, so that's probably no good. Okay, we'll try plugging the cable in and see if we can get anything. This looks like it's the same connector as the original Fat DS. I'm not 100% sure though, but you know, if the problem is that the charger is bad, maybe I will look into that and see if I can use my original DS charger. I'm not 100% sure about that. It does, just going from memory, it does look like it's the same connector, and the SP and the DS came out pretty close together, so that could be the case. I guess I also need a game to test. So I'm gonna have to grab a GBA cartridge. So I grabbed the first cartridge that I could, and that was Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario Advance 4. So we'll try it with that game. See, there's a twist tie on here. I wonder if this was ever opened. I wonder if it was ever even tried to be charged, because you know, this looks brand new. Really wild. It's quite possible that this thing has never ever been played. There's like no wear on the outside at all, which is amazing. If I can get this thing working, it was an absolutely amazing deal that I got, especially for the condition it's in. I paid like half of what I would have paid for an average console. This is like an immaculate condition. Okay, it is now plugged in. I would expect to be seeing an LED here, so that's not a great sign. Power switch, nothing. If I had to guess, this is where the battery is, and I've never opened an SP before, so what I'm kind of showing here is my general process for diagnosing stuff, but I'm pretty sure this is where the battery is going to be. Let's take a screwdriver and open this. I'm gonna unplug it. Before we do that, I should check the DS idea that I mentioned. Okay, so I've grabbed my DS, and this is the charger that came with the GBA. And if I plug it in here, we do see a LED indicating that it's getting power and it's charging. So the problem definitely is not the charger. We've eliminated the charger itself as the issue. So we will continue with opening that battery panel up. I got here a couple things. I got this really handy set of tools for working with small devices, all kinds of different screwdriver bits, and this is a magnet pad. There's some screws from something else I was working on here, but I'm going to keep those separate from the GBA screws. And this is just a small Phillips head screw. So I'm going to find a small Phillips head from here. We'll try this one. Okay, that fits pretty well, so I'll put that in the screwdriver. And we will get cracking. Alright, so this is the battery for sure. Let's see how we can go about taking it out. It just slides right out. So it is a, let's see, it's definitely the original battery. It's definitely a first-party Nintendo branded thing. I guess that my very first thing to try is going to be to find a replacement battery. You know, something that just came to mind, an idea that just popped into my mind was, I wonder if the DS has the same battery. It's simple enough to open this up and try. Although, let me make sure that I didn't leave it on sleep mode. Nope. Okay. Let's just see if it's the same battery, because I know that this is a good battery. The fact that they have the same charging cable, kind of promising. Okay, so it definitely looks different. But what about the voltage on it and the interface? So 3.7 NTR 003 is what it says right there. 3.7 to 3.8 AGS 003. Okay, if I look at them like this, they both have the negative and positive on the same side. They're both 3.7 volts, roughly. 3.7 on this one, and on the AGS 003, does it say a voltage? 3.8. The GBA says on it that it'll take 3.7, so let's see if this can physically fit. So it goes like this, so negative was on the side facing this way. Yeah, it doesn't quite fit. There's these little tabs here. These are in a slightly different position. So we can't test with this battery. I have a multimeter that we could read the voltage of this battery and see if there's any charge on it. Let's try that. The DS battery, first of all, let's make sure that like our reading is good. So I'm gonna put the black side on the negative terminal and the red side on the positive terminal, and look at that, 3.76. That's within range of what is written on the battery, which is 3.7. So this battery is good. So the multimeter reading is good. Let's see about this guy. 0. 0.41. Certainly not enough voltage to run the GBA SP. I'm gonna get my DS put back together. The DS has served its purpose here with us. I guess the important note here is that having other similar pieces of hardware, and you know, if I had another GBA SP around, that would make the whole process way easier. But having the DS was good, and like being able to identify that it used the same charging cable and being able to read that the batteries had the same voltage. You know, ultimately we didn't find a way to connect that battery to test the GBA, but you know, it was still a useful piece of the debugging process. So DS, thank you for your service. Your work here is done. Yeah, with the knowledge that this battery is just completely dead, that's pretty encouraging actually, because that tells me that there's a pretty good chance that this is going to work with a fresh new battery. So my next action is going to be to look online and order a replacement GBA SP battery. I will see you guys when I have an update. All right, I'm back, and I've got a package here which should have in it a replacement battery for the GBA SP. We're gonna open this right here. Here's our battery. All right. Oh, we do got a little sticker. So battery is going to be in this little box, and yeah, Helder's Game Tech. I can definitely recommend them for stuff like this. I've bought stuff from them before. Okay, let's see what our replacement battery looks like. Look at that. It's got some fun little label on it. It's like Mega Man font. It says Megabat 800 Gameboy Advance SP. All right. I like the little label. Okay, so we need to get this open again. Got my Phillips screwdriver and my magnet pad. All right, here's our old dead battery. And here is our new replacement. I should make sure that the switch is set to off before I plug it in. Yep, it is. Alright, we'll screw this right back on. Now I'm not sure if I should plug it in first. Maybe we will. Let's put our game in. Our test game is Super Mario Brothers 3. All right. Let's see if anything happens. Oh, look at that. Let's see, I think the game the game might need to be cleaned. But there's a screen. I didn't hear any sound. Volume was all the way down. Okay. Let me clean this cartridge, and then let's try again. But I'm pretty sure here I've very easily restored this GBA SP, and is, you know, once again, this thing is in absolute mint condition. I got it for an absolute steal because the person that was selling it couldn't get it to power on. Very simple fix, as you've seen here. But let's confirm that it works with a clean cartridge. So the way that I clean GBA games and all of my cartridge-based games is using isopropyl alcohol, the highest percentage that you can find, which in my case here was 91%. And I take a Q-tip. I kind of dip the Q-tip, one side of the Q-tip in the alcohol, and I use that wet side, and I just kind of stick it in and scrub the contacts back and forth, and kind of roll it around between my thumb and my index finger as I'm doing that. And well, the tip of this doesn't really look too dirty, but you know, sometimes even you don't see a ton of dirt on this. This will still solve the issue. Oh, and then I take the dry side of the Q-tip, and I scrub with the dry side to wipe away any excess. Alright, so let's try this again. Okay, let's make sure we got the volume up so we can hear. Okay, the Nintendo logo comes up this time, which means I think we're in business. Game Boy player logo, just because this is a late GBA game. Okay, there it is. This GBA SP NES edition is working beautifully. Let's see if I still have my save file. There's still a top score there. Okay, I'm like at the end of the game here. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I've beaten the game on this file. Maybe. Alright, it feels nice. It feels much nicer to me than the original GBA, which is like what I've played the most. Okay, well, I died. Well, anyways, I think you know, that pretty much does it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you maybe learned something, maybe feel like you could take on restoring retro game hardware.